week 1 we discussed on the delivery type determination. Okay. So when you are creating a delivery, okay, for production, that production delivery has to be created with some delivery type, right? So, so for EWM, you can determine different delivery types. See, for deliveries for production where there is no EWM, you can say that, you know, determine another delivery type, but when it comes to EWM, I want a special delivery type. So this config comes in once you activate that business function in ACC. So you can see for our plant, we can see plant and store location. There are different types of this, you know, uh, we call it as different types of staging possibilities, and then we have the delivery type which should be determined. So this is for outbound delivery type determination, right? So when you supply parts to your line, there are 3 or 4 processes. You know, let's say pick part, release order part. Okay. Pick parts. You have in pick parts. You have, you know, what you do in pick parts is you group together a lot of production orders and supply in one. So whatever production orders, you know, you can pick. You can pick them in release orders. So whatever production orders are, sorry, in pick parts, it's the other way. As soon as the, you know, the production orders are ready for picking, they are picked. Release order parts, it groups together all the production orders and creates one delivery and one or more deliveries, but it's kind of doing it in group. You know, then we have an interface. I think we have already maintained those, where we say that, you know, what is the movement type 311 or 411, what should be the ship to party, customer, delivery type, and vendor. So when we are doing production interface, we have to assign the same plant as vendor, same plant as customer, because, you know, in our case we'll maintain VN 8000 because, you know, we are going to receive the parts from the same, you know, it doesn't belong to any external um, what do we say, party or any external entity. It belongs to the same plant. So you can see, you know, the plant as vendor and plant as customers are assigned here. Okay. Then what you need to do is in ECC, you know, there are something called a supply area, production supply area. So this is generally created by PP, and we extend it to EWM. So we already seen the settings. How do we extend it to EWM? So this is a supply area. So this is a supply area where you're going to supply your parts, and then for that supply area we assign, you know, control cycle and what kind of staging indicator. So now I have been talking about a release part, create order parts, whatever it is, pick parts. You assign the indicator here. So in basically this control cycle we created in EWM for, sorry, it's a warehouse master data. What we are saying is whenever the plant does this and material is to be supplied to this supply area from this storage location, you know, use this indicator. So here we give kind of a cycle counting indicator. Okay. Sorry, it's not cycle counting indicator, it's the staging indicator. Sorry about that. So staging indicator is given here. Then if you see the product BOM, so next is, this is the master data MPP where your product has a BOM. So in this case the product is M-33 and it has a component M-01. Okay. So here we say that M-01 is going to be supplied from this plant, this store location. Okay. And then in EWM, you know, we saw this transaction for the PSA, we assigned the bin. So which is the bin in the production where you're going to supply this part to. Then how do we test it? The first thing what we do is we create a production order. Let's say The production order is for M-33. Okay, sorry. The production order is for M-33 and it has the component M-01. Okay, so same way, we for our pump we can have a production order for the pump, and will have all the components in all the quantities. So when you create your production order, okay, the next step is you say, I think you have to release it. So production order create, then you come here in the material staging and you say simulate. So it takes you to this transaction. Okay, you say WM material staging. Okay. So here, once you do the staging, you get this screen. So this means that your production outbound delivery is created. So the delivery is created so that you can supply M-01 to the production line. Okay, so we created production, then we production order, like we created sale order or a purchase order. Then for the production order, we say uh, simulate staging, and then we say stage the part. Stage the part means bring it from the warehouse. So in normal WM we kind of create transfer order or something like that, but here the delivery is created and that delivery has to be picked in EWM and good issued. So when this product is picked from the warehouse and supplied to line, then a good issue is done, then that good issue will go and give the stock at the line. Okay, so already we have assigned that what is the line, I mean it's a production line, so where the stock is being supplied to, we give a bin, right? So that bin we have already assigned to that particular production supply area. So here you can see that this was the bin that we have assigned. The system is telling us to place the stock from a warehouse into this bin. Okay, and then you can see our outbound delivery, it's E status because it's for the production. And once you do the picking and good issue, you can see the stock is moved from your storage location to your production storage location. Okay, normal storage location to your production storage location. So that means your parts are supplied to a line. Now the manufacturing starts. Okay, so that part is consumed, and whenever that part is consumed, okay, then your product is going to through the line, manufacturing line, and finally you get your finished product ready, right? So when your finished product is ready, confirmation of production order is entered in the system. Okay, so this is CO15 transaction. You enter your quantity and you save it. So it creates a inbound delivery. Okay, and an outbound delivery too it creates. So now outbound delivery, what it will do, it will consume the stock from that bin. See what happened, we from the warehouse during staging we placed the part in the bin, right? Now when we are saying confirmation, we are saying remove the stock from the bin because it has been consumed. Okay, and you do the good receipt. So on confirmation, either you can do the good receipt manually or you can do it automatically. It all depends on how the PPA team has configured their process. Most of our settings and most of our involvement is during the picking